Yo guys, Warhead3567 here, and today is another rant video. I'm basically turning into a rant channel at this moment, but today is not on a video game. It's on a certain conference or a certain reveal. You probably know what the reveal is, because if you've not been living under a rock for the past day, you will know that the iPhone 8, the iPhone 8 Plus, and the iPhone X were revealed yesterday. Now, one thing I'm wanting to know is it the iPhone X or is it the iPhone 10? Because if it's the iPhone 10, then what happens to the iPhone 9? Are they just going to move straight onto the iPhone 11? But anyway, the facial recognition feature on the iPhone X is replacing the Touch ID. So, as you probably know, there's going to be no buttons to get off of an app or to exit an app onto the home screen. You swipe up from the bottom, and then it'll take you onto the home screen. But this facial recognition, it works so that it sees your face and you swipe up, and if it doesn't recognise the face, then you'll need to put in the password. But it didn't work very well at their conference, because whoever was showing off, I can't remember his name, he tried it, and I'm pretty sure it's safe to say it didn't really work until about the 4th or 5th try. And one of the things that people have been pointing out is that it actually says that no one's punched in the pin before, so it didn't recognise the face. So even when you've got like Touch ID, the first time you're using it, you've got to put in your pin. Like, you put in your fingerprint, then you put in the pin, and then it recognises that fingerprint. So then you can use your fingerprint ID, and I'm pretty sure it's the same thing for the facial recognition, except no one put in the PIN number before the conference started, and he ended up sitting there for about a minute or so trying to get it to work. But they're also saying that this is one of the strongest phones, or the strongest glass ever put on a smartphone. Now, knowing Apple, that's most likely not true. Actually, I can almost guarantee you that it's not true, because they've even made the back of the phone glass instead of making it their cheap aluminium that they usually use for a case. And it's... Why would you do that? You're literally asking for your consumers to drop test this, and if they do and it breaks, they're not gonna fork out another $1,000 on a phone. And if you don't know, the starting price point is $1,000 US, and I don't know how much it is in British pound or euros or anything like that. But this price is insane for a phone. Like, they've basically copied the S8, the Samsung Galaxy S8, which came out months ago, which also didn't have any physical buttons. It had touchscreen buttons, which took you off the app. And it also had a downward camera with 2 cameras and a flashlight in the middle of the back of the phone. And then Apple just went, that's a good idea, but we'll just put it on the right side just so people are like, oh, this isn't plagiarism. It's fine. It's Apple. we'll pay them however much money they want for their iPhones because we want to fit in with society. But it's pointless, to be honest. And yes, this rant is a bit biased because I'm an Android fanboy and I'm more about actually affordable phones that don't just copy and paste their phones. I mean, the iPhone 8 is just a bigger version of the iPhone 7, which is a bigger version of the iPhone 6s, which is a bigger version of the iPhone 6. So for about 4 generations, they've been using the same phone, which is absolutely pointless for a company because they're basically selling you like the same phone over and over and over again, and they know that you're gonna buy it, and that's why they do it, and that's why the prices are so high, because they know people are gonna buy them just so they can fit in, so they can seem cooler by having an iPhone instead of an Android phone, which, in my opinion, Androids are better, and factually they are cheaper and slightly better for the price than iPhones are. But people have been asking for an affordable iPhone with a large battery life that doesn't have any stupid gimmicky stuff. So then Apple released a $1,000 phone that probably has about 3 hours of battery life, that has animated emojis that uses facial recognition to change the emojis, and this was a waste of time. This is not something good for a 10th anniversary. I mean, they've basically copied their rivals. It's what should we do for our 10th anniversary? Oh, I know. Let's copy the people that we're supposed to be against, because their phones seem to be selling a lot. So let's just copy them so we can sell a lot more phones, because we've got the Apple brand on that, and we know they'll sell, and we'll know that'll sell more than those stupid Samsung Galaxies. But it's insane how much people let Apple get away with, and it's kind of like the whole thing that happened with PewDiePie recently, where he said the N-word and on like a live stream by accident, and everyone's going, oh, the adpocalypse is coming, and they're taking it way out of proportion. And that's what people do with iPhones. They take the Apple brand way too out of proportion. I mean, like, it's an iPhone. Seriously, it's a phone. Phones were invented to make calls and text messages, and then, or actually, phones were invented just to make calls and for easier communications. And then the smartphone comes along, and it's portable, and you can get calls and text messages. Now it's a bit slower than the phones we have today, but that's why they were constantly updated. And when you think of a phone, you don't, nowadays, you think of Instagram and Snapchat and YouTube and everything. But back in the days, those were just like make-believe, they're fantasy. They were imaginations, because they knew phones as phoning people and communication, but now it's become a social media device where we've actually went back to hieroglyphics using emojis to talk, and it's just insane the amount of money people will pay for an iPhone. But people will give Apple free passes on stuff because it's Apple, and people are gonna think they're so much of a better person just because they're using an Apple product, and just because you use a phone that's overpriced doesn't make you cool. It just makes companies believe that you're gullible, and then they'll keep upping the prices because they know you're gonna buy their phones, and they know like you'll buy their clothes or their games or their DLC, or as I touched on in my last video, shark cards. They know that they release a new DLC with loads and loads of different weapons and cars, and you'll go out and buy shark cards because you can't be bothered grinding the game. And we just let Apple get away with this stuff, and it's not even just Apple. Samsung sometimes do it as well, and it's just, why do we even do this? Because we're trying to fit in with society with a mobile phone. We're paying so much money that either we or our parents or guardians or whoever work for, and you get it for about maybe 2 years, and then they release a new one, and then you want that one. Hell, even sometimes it's yearly. But we just let them get away with this stuff because we've got to get the latest thing. It's the way our society has begun to work and run is stupid. And again, I've said it once and I'll say it again. I am an Android fanboy. I prefer Android to Apple because they don't charge as much, and sometimes their phones can actually be better than an iPhone can. But as always, iPhones are never completely up to date, and I will admit this new like oil sort of background that they're putting on is kind of cool, but is possibly one of the only things that's really good about it, and it's not worth $1,000. I possibly will never buy this phone. Like, if I can make YouTube like an actual job where I'm getting paid, then I might get like a 6 or something, or even if the price goes down quite a bit, I might get a 7, but I don't know. But they've even made a meme dream come true, because when the iPhone 7 was released, without the headphone jack, everyone was going, oh, next thing we know, they're not even gonna let us use a lightning cable anymore, it's gonna be no charger port either. And now they're doing wireless charging. Like, why? I can remember the one for the Samsung S6 came out, and it was like a little stand that you put your phone on, and then it charges your phone for you. But you also have to have that plugged in at the same time to charge your phone, which is kind of pointless because you need to use the same charger to charge the pad as you do to charge your phone. And it's pointless, really. But I don't know whether it's just going to be like they have something that you put it near to and it charges. But that's really it for this rant video, and I'll see you next time. Also, this was basically one of the best ways to get 3 different clips into one video. One 10-minute video was not long enough, so this video is going to be longer than my usual ones. It's going to be about 15 minutes long. if you've watched all the way through, thank you, and please remember to leave a like. See you next time, guys.